In the SFL, there is no time for sorrow. You either hang it in or you hang it on. It's football time, baby, for the Wildcats and Kings to renew their story rivalry. For the Wildcats, it's been an up and down season for the Cats, which they have been beat up and knocked down, as the defense for the Windy City has been huge. Meanwhile, for the Kings, there are no soap opera, just business as usual, as they're roaring loud, tied for second place at 5-2. Both teams are looking to conquer this SFL battle. It's week number 8 in the SFL as the season continues to heat up and catch fire. It's the SFL Live on SFL YouTube Network. I'm your play-by-play commentator tonight, Damon Seaman. Alongside me is my good friend Ryan Cardell with Rosca Santagria on stats. We're in Jacksonville, Florida at the Kings Lair as the Kings take on the Wildcats of Chicago. When you can run it, throw it, and catch it, you're official SFL champion contenders. The SFL as the Wildcats and the Kings next on the SFL YouTube Network. Ryan, what is your take for tonight's game, sir?
This game is going to be such a banger. I'm calling it right now. Both of these offenses are going to come out strong. Jacksonville, obviously one of the better offenses here in the SFL, facing up against a great Chicago defense. They've been stout. They are top 5 in just about every single category that you have on the defense. This is going to be a good one here today.
I totally agree with you, Ryan. And this is going to be a great game as both teams love to put up numbers. Both teams love to put up great defenses here. This SFL, and we're ready to get things going here. Here is Rob Eames of Chicago. Pretty tall kicker. Standing at 6'3". I don't think I've seen one that tall before. But hey, in SFL, everybody is 6'3" and above. Here's a return guy here for the Kings. Oh, he breaks a tackle. Open field. Tackle and brought down to the 37-yard line.
And look at the Jacksonville Kings starting out early. Mike St. Green with a really great run back, and they're starting off with some good field position, and that is really great for an offense that's coming in against a tough defense. The defense is not going to give an inch, so if you get those extra yards for free on the kickoff, that will help your quarterback out a ton.
You're absolutely right there, my friend. Here's the Kings. CC square, Christensen underneath the center. Here's a handoff here to the halfback. Got open field. Hendershot brings him down after picking up 11.
Jared Willis for you. He is one of the top backs in the league. 869 yards already this season. That's good for 3rd in the league. He is going to be huge this game, and if the Chicago front 7 can't stop him, then this Jacksonville offense is going to run over him.
Yeah, you're right. Jared Willis has been one of the great backs here in the SFL. I have to sneeze. Oh, okay, it went away. Sorry. Underneath the center, empty formation is Christensen. Christensen decides to go deep. Unluckily for him, this pass is picked off and is by number 20, Ryan Joseph, come away with that INT on the second play of the game.
Joseph starting early. This Chicago secondary is huge, and last week Joseph had a big interception. This time he just being the predator in the middle of the field, tracking that ball all the way. He knew the route was coming, and he picks up a huge INT for the Wildcats.
Dude, giving away the ball on the first possession is not great at all for any team or whatsoever in any type of football game. You want to make sure that you get usage or run some clock usage, should I say, in that first possession. You just basically gave the ball away to Chicago here, free opportunity for them to get down the field and score. There's a pass right across the middle of the field to Datavius Reed, coming away with his first catch of the night.
Yeah, and it's worth noting Christensen last week against the Storm in their 40-30 win, he had no interceptions, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and this time he's throwing it on the second play of the game.
And here's E.T. King, a dangerous man in the shotgun. There's a tight end on the line of scrimmage. Split back pro, gun formation, got a man across the middle of the field. That pass is caught by number 85. That is going to be a backup tight end. Let's see here. That's Jimmy Sanders coming away with his first reception of the night.
Yeah, and Chicago's offense putting together a good drive. They're not going for the big plays. That's where the danger comes in, where you can throw those interceptions. But they're going underneath. They're going with the quick yardage, the sure thing.
And Chicago is one of those teams that love to go deep. And here it is right here. Watch it. Oh, they decide to go underneath. Fooled me. And that's Reed once again on that reception there. His second for the night. Picks up the first down for Chicago.
Yeah, and I would have expected a big play coming out of there as well. The Kings, they showed a huge stacked box look. They had eight defenders there stopping the run. That was a perfect time where they could have burned him deep, but he sees the underneath route and they get the sure first down.
Kings look like they're in a 4-3 formation here. Strong power I for the Wildcats. Handoff here to the halfback. He's going to be hit hard after picking up 3 yards. What a shot he took from Alex Bond, the strong safety, coming up to lay the wood on that play.
Yeah, and it looked like there was going to be a hole for him. It opened up, and Proda got a good block, and he looked like he had daylight, but the strong safety coming down there doing his job well. Now you have a 2nd and 7.
Single back right here now for Chicago. They're going to dump it off to the halfback and the screen pass. That's Robert Johnson coming away with his first reception. Picks up the first down and 4 more yards, being knocked out at the 26 of Jacksonville.
Yeah, and that was a good play by Chicago. They've been playing this middle of the field quite a bit here on this drive, but this time they go to the outside and there is no one there. That's just a free first down every day of the week.
Robert Joseph, a 6'1", 230-pound halfback. Pretty nice set of weight behind the halfback you have there, especially a guy that loves to be a bruiser.
He almost outweighs Improda.
The defense has just about everybody except the safety in the box. And there's a screen pass to the halfback. He's only going to pick up 2 yards. Tackled and brought down by one of the linebackers of Jacksonville. And I want to say that was Jamal Coral, one of the backup linebackers. A non-contract linebacker, should I say.
Yeah, Chicago, they had that stack box against them yet again. You can tell Jacksonville is prepared for Robert Johnson. This guy came on week 6. He's been a stud.
Everybody in the box except 2. So there's 10 in the box here. And Chicago's going to go screen pass here out of the F-wing single back formation. And he's only going to pick up another 2 yards, just 2 yards. Or did he get tackled at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, he got tackled just around the line of scrimmage and looked like the guard, Brandon Riles, was coming on the block, tried to set up the screen, but the defender made a great play to get off the block and make that play and prevent Chicago from getting that first down.
Underneath the center now is Christensen. Johnson in the backfield by himself. They look like they're in a ace quad formation here. Strong pass across the middle of the field. That pass is caught after picking up just 5 on the play. That is to the slot guy, number 13, Abaya, coming away with his first reception.
Yeah, kind of a weird play there. They didn't really get the first down. They were trying to go for that quick play and then get him to turn on the Jets and beat the defense. But Jacksonville has a really strong front 7. These linebackers are really hard to pass.
Yeah, they have a great, you're absolutely correct. They do have a nice, strong front 7 there. There's a kick here, and get it right down the middle of the field. Rob Eames. I love saying that.
Yeah, it was a really good drive there for Chicago, putting it together. They were just able to get these short plays, go down the field, get these first downs, and kind of abuse the fact that Jacksonville was stacking the box. They were preparing for Robert Johnson to have some big runs today, but he wasn't able to really do that. He hasn't really broke it away yet, and Chicago clearly going towards the air, and Jacksonville was prepared for the rush.
Yeah, Jacksonville has played great defense versus the run so far, which we have saw. And here's the kick off. That one's going to be in the end zone, and he is going to run it out. Tackled and brought down at the 21. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, you're watching the first controlerless esports, where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determine the outcome. Teams submit game plan prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers, tuned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit www.simulationfl.net for more information. Gun straight formation here for the Kings. Looks like there's going to be 50XA posting. That is to his man, Willis. As we all know, Christensen love Willis, his number 1 receiver.
And that was a great play for Jacksonville.
I'm sorry, Gossett.
It was Gossett on that one. I thought it was Willis too for a second, but it was a great play for Jacksonville. They went with that trips on the left side and kind of just got the Chicago defenders to spread out a little bit. And Kanye Rockefeller just giving Gossett a little bit too much room. He's not able to make the play, and Jacksonville is driving now.
And what I've noticed is watching film on Jacksonville, they love the corner post. And this is something that you have to play. You got to have great corners out there that can cover and great safeties with great range, which Chicago does have. But you got to be on your toes when you're playing against these two receivers, Gossett and Willis. This is screen pass to the halfback Willis, and Willis is hit right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him 1 yard, and that is Blaze on the tackle.
Yeah, you can't really do those quick routes against the Wildcats. I mean, those linebackers are all over the field. They cover it so well vertically. So whenever Jacksonville, if they want to beat this defense, they need to go for those deeper routes just like they did on the last play.
Single back left slot pair, and that pass is going to be thrown across the middle, knocked away by Hendershot. I don't think he really got a deflection on it. I think it's just hit him in the thighs.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready for it. Looked like it hit him thighs and the stomach somewhere. That could have been an easy interception, but he was just caught not looking on that one. Still makes the deflection, and now Jacksonville, they have a 3rd and 9 here that they have to convert. They need to respond to Chicago putting some points on the board with some points of their own.
Empty formation here for Jacksonville. Pressures underneath the center, 3rd and 9. What a send! I'm sorry, 5. Hollywood Boulevard. Somebody please give Ken Gossett 6 points.
And what an amazing play by Jacksonville. Look at the 7-step drop from Christian Christensen. He went way far back. He knew he was about to sling the ball. Ken Gossett went perfectly, just burned his man on the outside, getting up the middle. The safety Hacksaw was not there in time to make the play, and Gossett, once he caught that ball, is nothing but daylight in front of him. Free touchdown for Jacksonville, and they strike back after Chicago opens the game up with the field goal.
What an awesome play there by play call, should I say, by the coordinators of Jacksonville. Found Chicago sleeping, and Gossett was able to get behind the the secondary there, and I mean, he got behind everybody and took off to the house.
Yeah, this is a good game plan so far from Jacksonville. Their offense has come out strong. They had that big reception 2 in a row there kind of for Gossett. And so they know Chicago has this great front 7. They know that, you know, if they try to rely on Jared Willis like they usually do for their games, Jared Willis has been so good for them getting some solid yardage. He's such a good back. But they're changing up their play calling a little bit. They're not afraid to go through the air to their receivers. And it's a really good play calling here from the Kings.
And here's the kick by Anthony C.C. And looks like Chicago, Davius Reed is going to kneel that one in the end zone. He's like, I'm not playing with this. Coming out from deep in the end zone there.
Yeah, Mike St. Green, he had that run back and he thought he'd try it again. But Davius Reed is not St. Green, and he decides to just go with the safe route. He doesn't want to get lit up on that return.
Second possession here for Chicago. E.T. King has a 93.3 QBR so far in this game. Twins to the right of King. And it's going to be a screen pass here to Johnson. Johnson's going to pick up 8 yards on that reception before being knocked down by Alex Bond.
Yeah, he got absolutely laid out by Alex Bond. Just put him to the turf. He's going to be feeling that one in the morning. I am sure of it.
Bond coming through with a high helmet tackle. Looks like there's going to be single back F wings once again here for Chicago. Everybody's in the box here for Jacksonville. Got 10 in the box, and pressure. And E.T. King is brought down. He's going to lose some yardage there. 3rd and 8 here for Chicago. And you have to give credit to Clay Jones, who come away on an inside linebacker blitz.
Yeah, Clay Jones, you could give credit to just about every single Jacksonville defender. About 4 people got to the quarterback, and a 5th was coming behind him. Just a really good play call there by the defense, calling that blitz, getting to E.T. King before he can get rid of that ball was key there. Now you have a 3rd and 8. They forced to stop, and Chicago has to answer it.
And one of the best defensive linemen in the league, Hunter Norwood, was there as well. Oh, King is hit as he was throwing that one across the middle. And Hunter Norwood once again putting pressure on E.T. King to force King to throw the ball off target to his intended receiver there, and this is going to force Chicago to punt the ball as they're 4th and 8 at their own 22-yard line, Ryan.
You know, sometimes it's just unfair for teams playing Jacksonville that they don't have a man named Hunter Norwood. This guy is an absolute monster. 12 sacks already this season and 15 tackles for loss to boot. This man's an absolute monster, and he's going to be a huge force for this Jacksonville defense for the rest of this game.
And his return here, and he's going to be hit and brought down at the 44. Great special teams that play there by the Kings, not allowing the return guy to get anything going on that return there. 7-3 here in Jacksonville. Chicago is down by 4 points, needing a win here to increase their ranking. Chicago, that is. And we're going to start off 1st and 10 at Jacksonville, 44-yard line, Ryan. And it's going to be a handoff here to Willis. Willis bulldozer guy. Looks like that was number 32 who got laid, Jack Hacksaw.
And I've been saying that, you know, Chicago has a great run defense, but so far, Willis has had 2 carries, and he's gotten 20 yards total. That's 10 per carry, just getting first downs. It's a dime a dozen for him.
Twins left here for Christian. And he's going to get it off to Willis, and Willis is going to go right up the middle for the first down, picks up 2 yards on that carry.
And Jared Willis, again, just bulldozes through that line. He's such a powerful back. He looks small. He's only 5'11", one of the very few people in the SFL that actually is under 6 foot. The only starter in this game that's under 6 foot, actually. And he's still able to look like an absolute monster on the field.
1st and 10 at Chicago's 44-yard line. Christensen is going to dump it off here to Willis in the flat. Willis going to run a guy over, almost runs over another. Picks up 9.5 yards on that play. They're going to call it 2nd and inches.
Yeah, they were going to the pass game last drive. This time they're going on the ground. Chicago doesn't have an answer for it yet. They haven't really figured out what is making this Jacksonville offense work so well. They need to find a stop here. They need to get, you know, to the quarterback, get to the halfback in the backfield, and make sure you slow any momentum that they have.
3-step drop here by Christensen. Christensen, oh, what a crazy throw right across the middle of the field to Willis there, but there was a defender right there in the vicinity, and he could have came away with the INT there.
Yeah, it looked like the linebacker Ryan Baratheon, you know, coming up, making the play, saw the ball coming, able to jam up the receiver, get his hand on the ball, make the deflection. Now you have a third and inches for Jacksonville.
Strong eye formation, Twins, and Willis, nothing doing. Great defensive stop by Chicago. A 1-yard loss. There's Rivers on the play. I want to say that's Rivers' first tackle of the night.
I believe it is, and it couldn't have come at a better time at that 3rd and inches. It was a key point for Jacksonville. If they get that first down, then they're starting to get into field goal range. Looks like they're already in field goal range. This one is going to be about 53 yards. We'll see if he can put the boot to it.
Yeah, 53 yards. You're absolutely correct. Let's see if Anthony CC can nail this one. There's the snap. Pressure by Chicago, but nothing up the middle. He got it. 53 right down the middle, and Ryan probably had another 2 more yards on it as well.
You're right. That one looked like it would have been good from about the middle of the field. Good kick for CC. Last week he had a 52-yarder. He was 4 for 4 in that win that they got over Atlanta. So, and he's starting off on a good foot here.
I'm calling it right now. Some of these kickers here in the SFL may need to be tested for HGH, as these guys can kick the ball. And Reeves is once again going to nail it in the end zone, and Chicago would take the start this possession here at the 20-yard line. We're still in the first quarter, 1 minute and 59 seconds left in the quarter here, Ryan. What is your expectation for Chicago on this drive?
This is the drive for Chicago to try to, you know, cement themselves as this offense that's going to bully Jacksonville. They need to put together a good drive here, and they need to get a touchdown and tie this game up.
Single back ace quads formation here, and E.T. King is hitting the backfield. Give credit to, once again, getting there, the linebacker, number 59, and I want to say that is Corral. And you also got to give credit to
like,
6 as well.
yeah, number 96, Charles Dunbar coming in. They both got good hits on the quarterback and able to bring him down. This offensive line for Chicago isn't really holding up. They need to be able to give E.T. King some more time and give him the ability to actually get that ball off.
That was 2 non-contract players who got there. What a spin move by Hunter Norwood on the D line there. Pass completed right across the middle of the field. I want to say that's Davius Reed was his 3rd reception of the night, and it is. Let's take a look at this Jacksonville defense. You have Mike Owl, number 77, defensive end. Taekwon Hale, number 91, defensive end. Hunter Norwood, defensive tackle, number 74. Clay Jones, 58, inside linebacker. You have J.R. Lawless, number 40 is outside linebacker, and you have Ryan Rai. Sorry about that. Cornerback Michael Sproles. You have Bernard Gooding, is a cornerback as well. Suko Lomano as well. Pass across the middle of the field by King, and King got Savan, picks up the first down, and you can't forget about Alex Vaughn, the defensive secondary hawk out there for the Jacksonville Kings, and that is their defensive lineup. Ryan, what a play by King to get that first.
And it was a good job to actually come off of the sack and still be able to put some positive yards on the board on both plays, get that first down, and keep this drive alive.
5-step drop by King. There's a flag on the play. Could be holding in the secondary, but also holding on the offensive line. And man, look at Johnson plow his way for the first down.
Yeah, and you hope it stands if you're a Wildcat fan, and hopefully it's not an offensive holding, because that would just be absolutely killer. Looked like a clipping call.
And I totally forgot about clipping. And clipping is big in this game here. Probably was a push in the back there by one of the offensive linemen. Show number 69 is the innocent guy. Well, not innocent. He's a guilty guy.
The guilty party, exactly. And that is just upsetting if you're Robert Johnson. He put together such a good run there, good run after the catch. Bulldozed a man, got the first down. He said, "Coach, I did it." And he said, "No, you're going to have to do it again on this next play."
I don't think I agree with Ref 62 on that play there, though. Man, this puts Chicago deep back in their own territory. 1st and 27 with 5 wide receivers on the field. Look for E.T. King to go deep, but oh no, he's going to be tackled and sacked for loss for another 10 yards there. Well, I take it back, 8 yards there. He's going to lose. And that's going to end it for the first quarter, people. Jacksonville up on Chicago 10-7. We'll be right back to start the second quarter. Get your player position locked and loaded today through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League, SFLM. Now, 12 teams, there's more opportunities than ever to be a player you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through www.simulationfl.net. The second season for SFL Minor League starts October 2020. There's a stiff arm by Johnson. Johnson with another stiff arm before being tackled and brought down at the 13-yard line. 3rd and 28 now. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord for more information.
3rd and only 28. You know, that's an easy one for Chicago, but seriously, this is not looking good for them. They're able to keep that first drive alive after the sack, but then actually taking the sack after the penalty puts them in 3rd and a country mile to get the first down.
Yeah, the penalty of clipping really hurted them, as that is a 15-yard penalty, and King throws it while being hit. That pass is going to sail out of bounds. Man, that was a lame duck. Think about that thing being thrown across the middle of the field. Probably would have been intercepted and brought back the other way.
Yeah, he's lucky that wasn't intercepted. It looked like it was just thrown a little bit too far out of bounds. And Taekwon Hale getting to the quarterback twice in that drive, even whenever, you know, they had the dump off to Robert Johnson, he hit the quarterback. He hit the quarterback on the sack. He gets pressure there. The defensive line for Jacksonville is coming up so huge so far in this game.
I'm sorry, I was taking a sip of water there. Didn't mean for the silent delay there. It's going to be a return by the return guy. He's going to be hit. As soon as he made this first football move, he was hit and brought down at the 49-yard line of Chicago. This is great field position for Jacksonville. And man, I mean, this team is basically, we've seen them have some outstanding drives so far in this short game. And this just gives them a great opportunity to put more points on the board.
This Jacksonville offense is super high octane. Last week they put up 40 against Atlanta. This week They've already put up 10 through one quarter against the great Chicago defense.
It's like a weak dive there, and he's going to be hit in the backfield for a tackle for loss by Clint Hendershot. Man, Hendershot has been around for quite some time. This is Hendershot's eight season in the league here with the SFL, and 7 of them with Chicago. As I stated, this guy's been around for a really long time, and he's been doing an outstanding job since he's come into the league.
Yeah, he's been here a long time, and he's been good for a really long time. He's a core member of that Chicago defense.
Absolutely. Here's Christian. Christian got an out route. That pass is caught and completed by Mike St. Green. Picks up a few yards on that reception. It'll be 3rd and 7 now, Ryan.
Yeah, and St. Green's one of those guys that's dangerous in the open field, so it's good that they were able to bring him down. We saw him earlier on that kick return in the first kick return of the game. He was able to bring it down to almost the 35, but Chicago's defense looking good here so far on this drive.
It's a gun straight corner post. That pass is deflected away, intended for Ken Gossett. That is the play that they went to, not the second play when they had the interception, but that was the first big play deep down the field that they had to Ken Gossett. Not the play he scored on, but the first big play that they had downfield early in the game. And Chicago played that one great, should I say.
Yeah, it was one that got them down the field, got them the yardage they needed to get close to the end zone. But this time, Chicago sees it coming. Jack Hacksaw saw the route the entire way. He's sticking to his man, and he's able to put his hand up when that ball gets there, breaking up the play. And Jacksonville, after starting with some great field position, they actually end up going 3 and out on that drive, not able to capitalize on the field position, and just giving the ball right back to Chicago.
Yeah, that's great defense by Chicago on that on that series there, should I say. Take a look at the Chicago Wildcats offense. A.T. King is the quarterback. You have Robert Johnson, halfback. Mike Imprata, haven't called his name at all tonight, as a fullback. Davius Reed, wide receiver number 1. You have Greg Soto, James Tobin, and Benjamin Warner is the tight end. Handoff here to Johnson. Johnson plowing, breaks 2 tackles, breaks another before being hit and brought down at the 34-yard line. What a run by the young rookie, Robert Johnson.
This dude came on in week 6, and he's making such big plays for this team. He has been so huge for them. Look at the way he's able to find the hole, knock over a man, put him straight into the turf, knock over 2 more, break a tackle. He's just an absolute freight train going down the field for the Wildcats. What a huge run, giving them some momentum back in this game.
Wow, I mean, what an outstanding run, as you stated, by Johnson there. Coming in week 6 and putting on such a performance like he is. There is nothing this looks like this guy does not have a nervous bone in his body so far in this game, as he has been pretty outstanding. Here's a 5-step drop here by King. King gets pressured, throws that one away. I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, Taquan Hale was coming in and nearly got to E.T. King. It looked like King might have gotten past him, didn't really need to throw it away if he had rolled out more, but he takes the safer option, which is probably the better option, because these Kings defensive line are so good at getting to the quarterback and bringing him down. He's, taken a couple sacks already today. He didn't want to take another.
3 wide receiver set here for the for the Wildcats. King on a 3-step drop, and he's going to pass that one across the middle of the field. Picks up 7 yards on that play at Chicago's 41-yard line. Chicago really need to get this first down here as they're 3rd and 3.
Yeah, Greg Soto making his first catch of the game, and looked like they went a little bit back to the slow play that we saw on the first drive, where they're going underneath, just getting some quick, short thing yards. But here we got a power formation.
Power I, and the Kings has 8 in the box. Gonna hand it off here to Johnson, and Johnson is hit right at the line of scrimmage. My goodness, what a missile shot he took right in the gut, and it looked like Hunter Norwood was there, number 74. Or it could have been Lawless, but I thought I saw Hunter Norwood there first.
Yeah, I think Norwood was the first one on the stop, and that is just such a hard defensive front to get through. Hunter Norwood is one of the best in the league at his defensive tackle position. Lawless also got in, but a bunch of guys were swarming him there at the line. And it's a tough play call there. You have the 3rd and 3, and you have this running back who's a rookie sensation. He's, been breaking out these past couple weeks, but then you have this great defensive line from Jacksonville, and, it's so risky to throw on 3rd down like that. So it's a tough play call, and Jacksonville ends up coming out on top.
Yeah, absolutely correct there. It was a tough play call. I don't agree. I mean, I do agree with the play call by going power I and running it up the middle. But man, Jacksonville has such a strong defensive line, or should I say front seven, that it's hard to run the ball on them up the gut. Here's Christensen on the corner post. That pass is going to be deflected away by Kanye Rockefeller.
And Kanye Rockefeller, what a beast going up. And actually, that's pretty key right there. You see Mike St. Green injured on the play, and that's the return man for Jacksonville. They're going to have to get another one back there, and that threat for them is going to be gone. And that's huge for Jacksonville to lose one of their wide receivers, and now they're down to 2 stars.
Yeah, not only he's as you just stated, he's a return guy, but he's also their slot guy as well. And there's Christensen, got his man, Jared Willis. Who cares? Not Jared Willis, my apology. Grayson Willis come away with that reception there. Oh, they're gonna call him out of bounds. Oh, if I'm Jacksonville, I'm challenging this one here. I think he had at least a foot in.
Yeah, you're right. That is the right call there for Jacksonville. He looked like he was in bounds, got a couple steps before going out of bounds. So this is a good call. We'll see what R62 had to say. And it's great for Jacksonville. They were able to make that play if it gets overturned here.
I don't think it should be hard for R62 to see this one. I saw that all the way from Houston, Texas.
Yeah, you could see that left foot coming down inside the sideline. This should be an easy overturn. Good challenge by Jacksonville.
What was the sideline judge looking at? Because he eventually he did not see that the guy had 2 feet in the inbounds before stepping out.
Yeah, it must have been the cheerleaders on the sideline that got him distracted there.
1st and 10 for Christensen and the Jacksonville Kings at Chicago's 48-yard line here. Here's going to be a I-Pro Twins formation here. There is a tight end on the line of scrimmage to the right side of Christensen. Takes a 2-step drop, and he's hitting the backfield for a 4-yard loss.
And that one came out of nowhere. It looked like more Rivers. No, that was Gerald Giudice himself coming, just breaking through that offensive line. They have such a powerful offensive line. He just makes them look like nothing, like children there. Getting to the quarterback, bringing him down. That was a huge play for Chicago. They need to stop that momentum and come up with a stop here. You can't let Jacksonville score on this drive.
Did you see the here's Willis here. I was just going to say, did you see the rip move by Giudice on that play there? And the center, Gus Lucas, just really did not have a chance at all once he put that rip move on him to get past him to come away with that sack on Christensen. 3rd and 6 here now for the Jacksonville Kings at Chicago's 45-yard line. Chicago is looks like they're in a 4-2 nickel defense. 3 wide receivers on the field. Christensen throws the sidearms, and he come away with the catch from the slot guy. And that's going to be a first down there. And Jacksonville is 1st and 10 at Chicago's 38.
And what a gutsy call by Christensen. He took about a 2-step drop, gunned it to Trevor Swain there making the catch, and they're able to get the first down. A really good play call by Jacksonville, and they're able to convert.
86 point cents QBR here for Christensen. Got a man across the middle of the field, and look who it is. It's Grayson Willis once again. Looks like they are not bothered by the injury of Mike St. Green, because Willis has stepped up big on this drive.
Yeah, who needs Mike St. Green when you got Grayson Willis and Ken Gossett? These dudes have stepped up so huge for Jacksonville's offense. This receiving core are absolute studs with them. Willis is having a great game so far, as well as Gossett. Both of these guys able to get their hands on the ball. Whether they're attacking the middle of the field, attacking the post, they've been able to do it all today.
Christensen is 9 of 13 with 131 yards and 69.2 completion percentage. Takes another 2-step drop here. Got his man Gossett down to the bottom of the field. He's going to juke, step out right before picking up the first down at the 11-yard line. 2nd and inches here for the Jacksonville Kings. They are deep in the red zone at Chicago's 11. Chicago got to come up big here or with the defensive stop, or Jacksonville is just going to increase this lead that they have.
Yeah, they're already in field goal range, so if they can't get, a turnover or something, this is going to be a 2-score game after this drive, and Jacksonville's offense has been looking so good this drive.
Handoff here to Willis. Willis shoulder charge someone, picks up the first down, and I'm sorry, but I believe that Chicago is going to have to go to the state capitol here in Florida, which is Tallahassee, and do a complaint on Willis because that shoulder charge is deadly.
They might have to legally make that not allowed because it's so deadly.
They're going to pass a bill, no shoulder charge in the state of Florida for Jared Willis.
Jared Willis.
First and goal here at the 5-yard line for Christensen and the Kings. And it's Willis once again up the middle. Drug hinder shot in the end zone. But guess what? Jared Willis just crossed Hollywood Boulevard. Someone give him a star.
Yeah, this man is an absolute beast. No one can bring him down, not even the great Clint Hendershot, who just got dragged a couple yards into the end zone. And Jacksonville, that was just an amazing drive that they put together there. 9 plays, 73 yards, able to just mow through this Chicago defense like a hot knife through butter.
Wow. Great drive by Jacksonville, milking the clock, running it, throwing it, doing just about all that you're supposed to do. And here's the snap for the extra point. The kick is up and it's good right down the middle. And Jacksonville is going to jump up with a 14-point lead here. We still have 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. I mean, it's still short in the game. It's only a 2-possession game, and Chicago still have every opportunity to get back in this game, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do. They have enough time here. They can go down the field, score some points. They need to get some points on the board before halftime because they just came out on that first drive, got the field goal, and then since then they've been pretty quiet. So they need to put together a good drive here in order to come back into this game.
Davius Reed decided to take it out of the end zone this time, gets to the 23-yard line before being brought down by a host of Kings. As we all know that the Lions of Jacksonville love to run in packs.
Yeah, you're right. They like to run in packs and they swarm the ball every chance they get.
Take a look at number 25 for Jacksonville, the stance that he's in. Michael Sprouse, that dude is jacked up and ready to ball. Here's another dump off to Johnson. Johnson breaks that tackle. Oh, my goodness, the shoulder charges are coming out tonight, and I'm loving it.
Robert Johnson saw what Jared Willis did. He said, you can shoulder charge? I can do that too. Goes through 2 defenders on that drive, able to get almost to that line to gain. And this man is a rookie making a huge impact for these Wildcats.
I may be punished for this, but I'm going to try it anyway. Anything you can do, I can do better. I'm not much of a singer. There's Johnson again in open field. Oh, my. No one in front of him. Oh, what a hit upside the head by Sprouse to knock Johnson out of the out of bounds. There's a look at E.T. King QBR.
Yeah, and Robert Johnson looking really good. Jacksonville clearly thought that one was going to be a run up the middle or a quick play, but Robert Johnson able to get to the outside, turn on the Jets, and he gets way down the field into Jacksonville territory. And this is what Chicago needed. They needed to get Robert Johnson involved and, allow him to do his thing. And that opens up so many avenues for you, not only in the run game, but also in the pass game. It opens up your entire offense.
Single back formation here for Chicago. That pass is almost deflected, but man, what a catch. Picks up 4 yards on it. And Mike St. Green has leg cramps. He may return. We may not see him until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but that's good for Jacksonville that he may return in this game. He's obviously a big threat for them if they can get, a third guy that's, on fire today for that receiving core. They've been so good throwing that ball through the air. So obviously that's key for the Kings.
Greg Soto with the reception there for the Chicago Wildcats. Here's Johnson once again. Got a man on his back, carrying him 2 yards. Picks up the first down. Johnson has been the workhorse that they expected him to be for this Wildcat team, and he's leading the Cats.
Absolute unit there. What a great display of muscle he shows off there. Able to take the defender with him. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, still went the 4 yards and got an extra 2 just to boot.
3 wide receiver set. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left here in the second quarter. A.T. King gets the snap out of the shotgun, going on the corner post. He got his man. Oh, my goodness, what a catch. Picks up 20 yards on that play. A.T. King, what a throw to Davius Reed.
That was just a beauty on all facets of the ball for the Wildcats. Look at this, able to get off of his defender there, and look at the dime that he drops in there. E.T. King with a perfect throw to Davius Reed there, got it right where he wants it, gets it over the defender, which was key there in making that play. That defender is able to get a hand on it. Rain Rie would be off to the house.
He was right there in the vicinity to come away with that pick. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do so. And that pass across the middle, that pass is knocked away by Sprouse. Michael Sprouse is a very underrated cornerback, if you ask me. This guy here doesn't allow many wide receivers to score on him, and he just does not get the respect that he's deserved. But guess what? He's getting it here tonight from me, one of the best wide receivers in this game, because during the preseason game, he held me to only 3 catches, and he was a thorn in my you-know-what-all game. Single back formation here for Chicago. 2-step drop here by King. King got a man across the middle of the field, and he's going to pick up 8-9 yards on that reception. That is to Sato. I want to say that's Greg Sato's second catch of this game.
I believe you're right. Sato's been having, he's been quiet today, but that was a key catch there, able to fight forward for those yards. Now this is decision time here. You have 3rd and 1. Are you going to go to the Robert Johnson that you've been going to all game? Or are you going to try to throw it, press your luck, try to go for the end zone here?
Either way, they're getting the first down here as the Kings jumps off sides. And that's something you'd never.
Yeah, you're right. That is just terrible for the Kings. They would have been able to come up with a stop there on that play, but instead defender jumps off sides. Looked like it was Norwood. He's been having such a big impact on this game, and a rare mistake from him, and it's super costly. That came at a bad time for them.
Hey everybody, that's the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League on YouTube. I'm your commentator tonight, Damon Simmons, and alongside me is my good friend Ryan Cardell. And Cardell, every time I say your name, I think of Gus Johnson right before the Big Ten championship game, Ohio State versus Wisconsin, and he kept saying, I only got one thing to say, Cardell Jones, Cardell Jones.
Oh, man. Wow.
Oh, man, 12 Gauge had an outstanding game in that championship run for the E.T. King across the middle, dangerous pass in the back of the end zone. Normally the wide receivers do sneak back there and they become open, but man, you got to think about this secondary here for the Jacksonville Kings is a very great group, and they don't allow not too many people behind them. Look for the screen pass here, and E.T. King goes down. My goodness, man, they got there again, and this time it's Jones and Carroll meeting at the quarterback once again. Those two guys are non-contract players, and man, they have been putting some pressure on E.T. King.
Yeah, they're making an impact huge, and that was such a big play for them. What was a 3rd and manageable, now you have a 3rd and 10 that you have to convert, you have to score here.
King looked like he's a little discombobulated, throws to the back of the end zone, pass intended for a Tony Madrid on that attempt. Non-contract player unable to come away with that one. My goodness, did E.T. King look bothered on that play.
And that is just so rough for Chicago. That should have been a drive where you come in, if you're there, right there at the goal line, you have the great Robert Johnson, who's been having a great game so far. He's been running over every single King defender that comes at him, and you don't go to him. They didn't rush the ball at all. So just a lapse in judgment there for the Wildcats.
This one here is going to be a... I was going to say 27-yarder right down the middle of the field, the middle of the goalpost, and that one is good for Chicago. They get on the board with another field goal here. Still anyone's ball game. 1 minute and 22 seconds left here, only in the first half, as Rob Means gets ready to kick this one off. Ems gets ready to kick this one off back to the Jacksonville Kings. And Ryan, going back to that last play where E.T. King looked like he was a little bothered. Do you think that had something to do with the previous play that he was sacked on? Because it looks like he wasn't getting any pressure at all on that play. I guess he was just
It looked like it could have been some of that pressure. He may have just been. It may have been fresh on his mind. It looked like Jacksonville defenders were getting close, but they were still, getting blocked. I think he did have a little bit of time there, and he rushed his throw a little bit, and just an unfortunate play for Chicago. They're not able to come away with the touchdown on that drive that they wanted.
Here's Christensen on a corner post. Ken Gossett. Oh my goodness, what a mishap by the cornerback. And Gossett had one man to beat, and that was Ryan Joseph, who comes away with that touchdown saving tackle.
And that is just a rough play for Chicago. You got to make that play. That was Jesse Vick just looking for the interception, and then he goes for the tackle underneath, but Gossett's just able to outrun him, go outside of him, and he's able to break down the sideline. That was such a huge play for Jacksonville and a costly error for the Wildcats. You're within 2 minutes here. The half's about to end. You can't give up any big plays like that, but they do. Jacksonville here is already knocking on the door with such a great offense that they have.
Single back with a triple to the left of Christensen. Christensen throws right across the middle of the field. Got his guy. That is to the tight end. Jack Wall comes away with 9 yards on that reception. No huddle here. Christian once again decided to go deep. No, he's going to dump it off here to Willis. Nobody out in front of Willis, and Willis is going to be hit out of bounds at the 12-yard line. That stops the clock, Ryan. And this is in favor of Jacksonville with 52 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't have to burn a timeout. It's really good for them. They're able to get the first down as well. A really good drive here for Jacksonville. After such a huge play, they're still able to get that first down. They're here in the red zone here, 12 yards to go to the goal line. And Jacksonville looks like they're going to try to put up some points here before the half runs out.
Jack's data in the chat says Kenny Jesus, but it's Geezus. Like the spelling of that. 3 wide receiver set here for Christensen. Got a man open to the top of the field on an out route, and it's Willis, and Willis is hit out of bounds. Picks up 6 yards on that play. Once again, Ryan, they stop the clock in their favor.
Yeah, stop the clock, and that's key for them. They get some time. They can reset their formation. They can do all kinds of things that you couldn't do if the clock was not stopped. They also don't have to burn a timeout, which is key. And that reception there is good for them. They're getting close to the goal line. They want to put this within distance for Jared Willis to just run it up the gut and get a touchdown.
2-step drop here by Christensen. Dumps it off to Willis, and nobody is down there with Jared as Jared crosses Hollywood Boulevard. He got 2 stars tonight in the most famous city, most famous street in the world, Hollywood Boulevard.
And Jared Willis having a great game so far, and a good catch there, able to shift his momentum, make the one-handed grab, get to the end zone. He's having a great game, and Jacksonville's starting to run away with this. I thought, going into this, Chicago would have some answers for that, passing attack, and the front seven was going to be so stout, but Jacksonville, they're actually attacking, the cornerbacks. They're attacking the outsides of the field, the sidelines, and they're throwing up the post, and they're beating the Chicago defense.
You're absolutely right there. And as I stated earlier in the broadcast, that those corner posts are some really dangerous plays to defend. And Jacksonville is one of the teams in this league that love the corner post. You don't see them throwing the ball across the middle of the field as much as they used to back in earlier years, or seasons, shall I say. But the corner post for Jacksonville has become their repertoire and their main go-to deep pass here in the SFL.
And we see a lot of teams in this league going more for the slant patterns more often. Just because it's easier to attack the middle of the field, you can get those receptions. But Jacksonville attacking the outsides, they're avoiding that big front seven that Chicago has. These guys are so good for Chicago, making every tackle, getting behind the line of scrimmage. And Jacksonville doing a really good job to game plan for that and, find the counter to it.
Yeah, here's Chicago, 1st and 10. 38 seconds left on the clock at Chicago's 19. It looks like they're just going to run it out here. Probably be a handoff here to Johnson, and Johnson gets the handoff, and he's going to pick up 3 yards on that carry. No timeout is going to be called here, and that just may be the last play of the half. Download Crowd Play, our new partner for 2020. They play the game about the game, follow the action, and answer questions for a chance to win a share of the $1,000 prize pool. Your next chance to win is Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern when the Denver Nightwings travel to face the Charleston Predators. Visit crowdplay.com for more information. You're able to download Crowdplay application on your Android and Apple device, and there's a screen pass to Johnson, and Johnson picks up a first down, and that's going to do it, Ryan, for the first half here. We have seen great SFL action throughout this day and within this game here as well. Let's get ready for halftime, and Ryan, you can take that one away for us.
Yeah, this score may not look like it's a back and forth game, but both of these teams have come to play today. The halfbacks for both of these teams are showing out. Both of them are breaking out, making some really good plays, and neither of these teams are going to go lightly. The Wildcats, they've had some blunders. Their defense hasn't really been able to stop the Kings like they would like, and the Kings on the other side of the ball, they've been throwing it so well through the air. 231 passing yards, as you see already today, and we're not even done with the game. That's only the first half. Jared Willis hasn't done much on the ground, but he's been able to catch it and still make those plays. He has 2 touchdowns already in this game, and Chicago, their defense is going to need to step up. We saw that takeaway that they got. They're able to capitalize and make into points. They need to be getting more takeaways. They need to be doing more on defense to stop Jacksonville's high-power offense. They're getting burned deep, and they're getting burned on the outside.
You're absolutely correct. I also want to pinpoint time of possession. I'm a firm believer that time of possession means that you're going to win the ball game or that you have a great chance of winning the ball game. But that's not the point here in this ball game, because Chicago is winning the time of possession 13-8 in minutes, should I say. And you also have to take a look at that Jacksonville has accumulated 4 sacks compared to Chicago's 1 sack that they have on the night. So that speaks volumes for this defense here of Jacksonville. And although Chicago is winning that time of possession, Jacksonville is winning by points.
And I believe that's because Jacksonville is just so high powered. They're able to get yardage so quickly on these deep post routes that they've been doing, or they give the ball to Willis and Willis just does his thing. It's just not even fair for some defenses to have to play against him because he's just that good. And Jacksonville, they're capitalizing on every single drive that they get. In Chicago, they've had long sessions, lots of drives, but they haven't really been able to produce it to anything other than field goals. And so they are running a lot of plays and running just like you would expect the football team to, but they're not able to get those results on paper. So here in the second half, we're going to have to see more from Chicago's offense. E.T. King is going to have to step up. You need to be able to throw the ball. You can't keep going to the dump offs, and you can't go to the underneath routes. You need to go for the deep ball every now and then and test this Jacksonville defense a little bit more rather than just letting their defensive line win this game for them.
Yeah, after winning 4 games in a row, Chicago is on a 2-game skid. Here in the last 2 games, they're down here in this matchup here tonight versus the Jacksonville Kings, and they are sitting at 4-3 in the standings here in the SFL. That's right in the middle of the pack. There's a lot of teams in the middle of the pack. And I'm telling you, it's really tough to get in the playoffs in the SFL. This is a must-win game here for Chicago. They really got to get something going on this drive.
Yeah, you're right. Both of these teams need to win this game. It's very important for playoff implications. That head-to-head tiebreaker is so key whenever it comes to seeding, and you're going to be a middle-of-the-pack team. We have a lot of teams that are going to be middle of the pack just naturally. So if you are able to differentiate yourself by the head-to-head record between another top team, that can put you ahead in the seeding.
Yeah, power I formation here for Chicago, and Jacksonville has 8 in the box. Going to be handoff here to Johnson. Johnson, he gets past the second unit here of the defense, picks up 5 yards. Someone tried to trip him up at the line of scrimmage, but he broke that tackle.
Yeah, and he breaks just about every first tackle that comes at him, no matter if it's a 300-pound lineman or a 200-pound defensive back. He's going to put him to the turf. Either way, he does not discriminate.
And also, let's not forget that Chicago is a very high performance football team as well. They can put some numbers up real quick. So let's not think that this game is over anytime soon. There's an offsides here or encroachment on Jacksonville. And Johnson's going to pick up a few yards there. Do you think they decline or they accept?
I think they definitely accept here. I believe it was a 2nd and 5 that they were facing there. So a free 5 yards that should result in a first down. There's no reason not to accept that one. If you're Chicago, you'll take that every single time.
I'd most definitely agree with you. I would take that as well, because not only do you pick up the yardage, but you reclaim the down as well. If you don't get the first down on it, so you get an extra down if you ask me in that possession. Oh, they're going to bring the jailhouse blitz here, and King is going to dump it off to Johnson, and Johnson picks up 2 yards. What a play by A.T. King to get that ball out of his hand and into the hands of Robert Johnson to pick up only 2 yards, but it was outstanding for King to get rid of that ball quickly.
Yeah, Jacksonville throwing everything in the kitchen sink at A.T. King, and he's able to get that ball away. That was super good for him. Able to just get something out of what would have been a sack for sure. Johnson able to turn it into a positive 2 yards.
It's 2nd and 8 here for A.T. King. Single back wing here for the Chicago Wildcats. And they're going to lose a yard as Johnson step out of bounds before getting to the line of scrimmage. Alonzo Savage in the chat is asking, how does one get involved in this league? Savage, I would inform you to go to simulationfl.net, click on the Discord button there, and join our Discord and become a member of the SFL Simulation Football League. 5 wide receivers on this 3rd and 9 here for A.T. King. Shotgun formation, take a 2-step drop, corner post. He got his guy, picks up a first down. It's Greg Soto once again.
And Soto coming up with a huge catch there for Chicago. This is what I wanted to see after halftime. The coaching obviously listening to me and my great analysis, but they're able to go for these deep balls, go for that big play there to Soto, and you need to be able to make these plays, beat this Jacksonville defense in the secondary like they've been beating you. Beat them at their own game. Do it better. Get down the field and get a touchdown on this drive.
I formation here, twins to the right of King. King's going to hand it off to Johnson. Johnson's going to pick up 2 yards. I'm not sure, Ryan, if you also saw the cornerback on that play. He went up for the deflection, but King put just enough touch on it to go over his head. And, man, he did some weird animation with that. He spun and fell. It was just – I was laughing on the inside as you was talking during the replay. Like, what was he doing?
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a desperation attempt to try to get to that ball.
Sprouts down to the bottom of the field, and his pass is going to be dumped off to Johnson. Johnson breaks the shoestring tackle, picks up the first down, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, picks up about 14 yards on that carry.
And the guard, Brandon Ryle, is able to go out there, get out there with Johnson. Even though he doesn't get the first block, that's nothing for Johnson. As we say, he always breaks the first tackle. He gets that second block, and Johnson's able to make even more out of that run. This offensive line there was huge in making that run happen.
Other SFL action, Portland is visiting Vancouver. Vancouver Legion is up 31-10 over the Portland Fleet with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Single back formation here for the Chicago Wildcats. 7-step drop by E.T. King, and E.T. King is being brought down by Taekwon Hale. Oh my, look at the swim move there. Get off of me, young fella. I got food waiting on me, and it has a number 9 on the back of his jersey.
Yeah, swats the lineman's hand away, gets to the quarterback quickly as possible. Taekwon Hale making a great play and turning the momentum back in their favor. Chicago was driving before this, getting every first down they could, but now they're at a huge 2nd and 19.
And it's like a blitz here by the Kings, and A.T. King is going to throw this out of bounds. He just throws that one away. Man, they are bringing pressure, the Jacksonville Kings, that is. And I don't know if any of you out there are lovers of the Animal Planet or Discovery Channel or anything like that, like I am. And I'm telling you, I love big cats. And I don't think I've ever seen a lion face a wildcat. But, man, these two here are throwing blows this game.
Oh, yeah, you got the big cat, Hunter Norwood, coming after E.T. King, and that was the smart play to throw that ball away.
Trips left here for E.T. King. 2-step drop, steps up in the pocket, got a man across the middle of the field. That pass is caught. Is he going to pick up the first down? 4th and inches. No, they think they robbed him. And that was number 89, James Tobin. I think Tobin got the first down.
That was really close. It all depends on where his arm was when the knee came down. It looked like his arm actually did end up going over that line, but that was a great effort by Tobin to, try to get that first down. And I like this call by Chicago. I hope they go for it.
I was just going to say the same thing, that I do hope they go for it, because it got to 6 minutes and 40 seconds left on the ticker. Here in the third quarter, 4th and inches. Looks like E.T. King is only going to try to draw them off sides. Just hike it, just hike it, just hike it. No, he's going to burn a timeout here.
Man, you have Robert Johnson. This guy's a rookie sensation. Let him at it. He needs to get that ball. You have the great Mike Improta. We hear his voice on all the great calls across the league. Why can't we hear his voice in this game? He should have been able to run that ball. That would have been a good play for Chicago. They need to get aggressive in this game. They can't just keep settling for field goals.
Speaking of Mike and Proto, I can hear his voice now. A.T. King, give me the ball. A.T. King, just give me the ball. I can do it. A.T. King, have trust in me. I know that's probably one of the worst Mike and Proto's impression, but that's the closest I can get. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to get it before next week.
Yeah, you need some more Chicago in that one.
That's the kick for M's there, and it is split down the middle. 38 yards is good for the Chicago Wildcats. All of their scores have come on field goals tonight, and that is just not the style of the Chicago Wildcats, as this team is known for putting up a lot of points in this league.
Yeah, and Ims is having a great game. I mean, I'll give him that. 3 for 3 on his kicks. That's all you can want from your kicker.
Here's the kick here by Ems, and Ems is going to kick it away. And this is going to be, is it Sate Green come back? Yeah, that is Sate Green back in the game. Out to the 27-yard line, and this is where the Kings is going to start their possession here for this drive. And the first possession.
This is, I believe it is their first possession here of the second half, and they're going to have to come out here swinging. If they can get a touchdown here, they can potentially, ice this game if they wanted to.
Empty formation, 7-step drop here by Christensen. Christensen throws a dot across the middle of the field, picks up 6 yards on that reception. And that is to the backup wide receiver, Trevor Swan, one of the slot guys.
Yeah, and just a real quick throw. They like to do that play a lot for Swain, and work that middle of the field a little bit and go underneath. Chicago was doing it earlier in this game, but it's that baits the defenders in a little bit to cover that underneath where you get beat deep.
Strong dive here for Willis, and Willis plows forward. My goodness, what a run. And number 20, Ryan Joseph, jumped up quick to try to run away for it so his name wouldn't be called. But you got caught on Katie camera on that one, buddy.
Yeah, this is on TV. We know. We see it every time.
Jarrett Willis as a defense weapon. It needs to go to the United Kingdom to be voted against. Oh, that pass is deflected away and almost intercepted by Joseph. Almost came away with that one. Great defensive play. Deflection by number 32, Jack Hacksaw.
It looks like Hacksaw got his hand on it. Joseph jumped up, tried to get his hands on the ball, not able to make the catch. Hendershot actually worked in the middle of the field. Look at that
coverage.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Someone has been increasing their ratings over the season.
Yeah, he has. He's one of those guys. He gets all over the field. He can play the pass game. He can rush the quarterback. He'll go to the running back. He can do it all. He's been in the SFL 8 seasons. He's seen it all.
Absolutely. That's one of the great things here about the SFL. We do have real players in this league, and each player every week does have the opportunity to increase their player ratings to get better. And one thing I like to say is when you submit your player progression, not only does your player get better, but your entire team get better. You know what I'm saying? As an entire unit, and I think that's the best way of putting it there for each player to make sure that they do submit progression, because it's all about the team, not just the player individually.
Yeah, every week your whole team gets better. Everyone's submitting their progression.
Here's the gun straight formation here, and they're going to go out route. That pass is almost intercepted. That is 43 on the deflection, and that is to the backup safety, Neil Patel.
Yeah, and look at Chicago forcing a punt here for Jacksonville. This is what they needed. They needed to stop the Kings offense, and they do it with that secondary that they have. Those guys are able to get their hands on the ball, get their deflections, and force these incompletions for Christensen, and a really good defensive drive for the Wildcats.
Yeah, great play there by Patel. And if you know anything about the Patel family, they're known for owning hotels and hospitality. They own a chain of Holiday Inns. And there's Davius Reed on that return there. Oh, what do we have here? Laundry on the field? That's going to be a clipping versus on Chicago. Oh, this is not good. This is the second clipping call versus Chicago today. That's another 15-yarder.
Yeah, that is just not what you want. You can't keep having these bad penalties. That is just going to kill you every single time. Your offense is set back super far, 15 yards from where they would have been. ET Kings just has to work that much harder. They're at their own 13.
4 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the third quarter. ET King on a one-step drive, dumps it off to Johnson, and Johnson breaks one tackle before a hit being brought down at the 21-yard line. 2nd and 1 now for Chicago to pick up the first down.
It's a good job by Jacksonville, able to actually bring him down. It's not an easy task, but they're able to bring him down behind the line of gain, and Robert Johnson has just been so unstoppable, whether he's catching the ball or whether he's running it. He's just can't be beat.
Twins right for King, underneath the center. 3-step drive, dumps it off to Johnson, who has been his security blanket all game long. Johnson picks up the first down and more. 1st and 10 for Chicago.
He has been that security blanket for ET King. He just dumps him off to the outside every single time that he needs him. The coverage for Jacksonville is just too good, but that underneath route, that outside route, they can't cover as well. And Johnson has just been so good at getting those free yards.
Twins to the right of King once again. 3-step drive, going to call for a screen pass to the halfback, picks up the first down. Looks like a total of 13-12 on the reception.
And he's just been doing this. He just can't be beat, and Jacksonville's just letting him do it. They go to this underneath route, or this outside route rather, and he gets that first down every time. There's no defender within 10 yards, and Johnson's faster than just about anyone on the field, so he gets to that first down before anyone can even touch him.
You're right, but how much longer can Chicago play this, security game, should I say, such as, trying to win the clock, and instead of trying to go deep and put some points on the board here, you got to get some going. That's their first attempt, and look who it is. It's Greg Soto coming again once with a big reception. Just speaking of it, Ryan, just talking of it, and here comes ET King showing up big time.
Yeah, they must have someone listening to our broadcast. They know that was the time to go deep. They do 3 straight plays to Robert Johnson on that out route. Then they finally go deep to Soto. He gets his 4th catch of the game, 51 yards on the day.
Look for the screen pass once again here to Johnson. And King has nobody open. They played the flat. It was a design screen pass to Johnson, and Jacksonville played that well.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been a screen. Johnson didn't stay in to block, but look at King. He looked over to the left, didn't look towards Johnson for that dump off when the pressure got to him. Defense is able to bring him down before he's able to get rid of the ball. That would have been another time where you should have dropped it off to Robert Johnson.
But I think he saw Jamal Carroll in the vicinity of Johnson. That's why he didn't dump it off there, because Carroll was there. Here's Hunter Norwood. Oh my, things are heating up on this defensive line, and ET King really got to get things going.
There is a fire on the line for Jacksonville. They've got so many big guys, and Hunter Norwood, I mean, we could say his name all night long and it still won't be enough for how much of an impact he's been having. He's been all over the place. 2 sacks, 3 tackle, or only a tackle for loss, but he's still been getting that pressure to the quarterback.
3rd and 16, King down the middle. That pass is knocked away by none other than Alex Bond.
And Alex Bond making his first pass deflection at a great time. At Chicago, they're here at the Jacksonville 40. They're not able to get those yards back after the sack, and that knocks them out of field goal range. They're not going to be able to score on that drive. That is huge for Jacksonville.
Absolutely. They're going to have to call out Travis Warren to come in, punt this ball away. There's the snap. High snap, that is. No pressure from Jacksonville. They're going to play coverage here. And this ball is going to take a bounce, a Chicago bounce inside, and it's going to be down at the 6-yard line. And this is where Christensen, as I like to call him, CC Square, takes over for this Kings offense. It bounces right off number 23 head. That's why it was at the 6, because he didn't pick it up till it was at the 5. But by it touching him at the 6, that's where the ball is down.
Yeah, doinked off him. Unfortunately for Chicago, looked like it could have rolled closer to the end zone, but 6 yards is just about the same thing as 3 yards. And now this is a chance for Chicago to pin Jacksonville. They need to come up with a stop here so their offense can get the ball back.
That's an up the middle run by Willis, and he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He's only had 46 yards. From his running, you would think he has more rushing yards than that. But basically, Jacksonville has been winning through the air.
You're right. I would expect that he has more, but he only has the 48.
Another handoff here to Willis. He's going to pick up 2 yards on that carry, and he's met and tackled and brought down by Buddy Blaze.
2 tackles in a row there for Buddy Blaze, actually able to plug up that hole, and Jared Willis just is not going anywhere. And this is a good time for Chicago. They have to get the stop here, get E.T. King the ball back in his hands, get him some good field position.
Another handoff here to Willis. Willis not going to pick up the first down. Great defensive possession there by the Wildcats, as they're going to force a punt here by Jacksonville. And now Chicago's going to have great field position.
Yeah, that was a really great defensive stop by Chicago. They need to get back into this game, and that is how they're going to do it. They stop that run game, and though Jacksonville, they were able to give a little bit of room to their punter, they're not able to get a drive going. It just is a quick 3 and out. Great defensive stand by the Wildcats.
Absolutely, and there's the punt there by McCoy, and here is Davius Reed, and he's going to go nowhere. Hit hard as soon as he got the ball there. Right at midfield is the Wildcats, Ryan.
Yeah, right at midfield is key for them. I mean, last drive they ended up stalling at their own 40, so now they need to be able to get past this line to gain. You need to get at least a field goal, make this a 2-possession game. If you can get a touchdown, that would be even better.
Twins right for King. King dumps it off to Johnson. And Johnson's going to pick up 8 yards before being tackled and brought down by number 42. And I do not see him on my stat sheet. Oh, there he is. I'm sorry. That is Suko Lomano coming away with that tackle. Haven't called Lomano's name as much from the free safety spot.
Yeah, as a free safety, you expect we'd see him more, but a quiet game from him.
And everybody, throw your fours up in the chat as we have gone into the 4th quarter. If you're watching SFL action on YouTube, Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorite team's jersey and visit team stores in libraries. For purchase option through sector6.com or through our website at www.simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. And King is going to be pressured and brought down by a host of Kings, and it looks like number 58, the inside linebacker, got there. That is Clay Jones, as well as Mike Al, coming away with that sack.
Yeah, he just got pancaked there. Clay Jones, Mike Al coming in, combining for that sack, and E.T. King is just cannot catch a break here today. Only 13 sacks going into this game. That makes it 5 on the day for the Kings defense.
Gun straight formation here for Chicago. Got a man right across the middle of the field, and that is to Greg Soto once again. And Soto has basically been the number one guy in this game here for Chicago. I want to say he has maybe 5-6 receptions so far. me take a look at the stat sheet. That's what we have them for.
Yeah, Soto, 5 receptions, 81 yards, his number's sake on the yardage, and he's been making some big plays when it matters most for this offense.
Longest of the day for Soto is 30 yards, 6 for 6 targets and receptions. There's a corner post. No, nothing going. No corner post. It was like a go route, but great defense there by the Kings. And I want to say that's 27 there coming away with that deflection. Bernard Gooden.
Yeah, Gooden looks like Rainrie was in the area as well. It was a go route, but there wasn't any go in it. It was all stop from the Kings.
Split back formation. Haven't seen this one so far tonight by the Wildcats. 7-man box for the defense. 2-step drop. Looks like the same route. You test that route twice like that. You got that much confidence?
Yeah, the confidence really showing there from E.T. King. He almost throws a pick, and then he says, you know what? I'll do it again. And then he almost throws a pick again. Tobin just not able to get past the defender. Defender saw it all the way, jumps the route, nearly makes an interception twice in a row.
Man, that one there was dangerous. Looks like it's going to be all man-to-man here. This is what I love to see. Defense playing man-to-man. Got his man. Oh, he dropped it. Soto, we talked so greatly and gave him high praise for being 6 for 6. Now that's 6 for 7 on the day. He dropped a big play to give Chicago a first down. 4th and 10, and they're going to have to punt this thing away to Jacksonville.
He has been so clutch for Chicago in this game. He was 6 for 6 on going into that play, and now it is 6 for 7. His first drop of the day comes at a terrible time. They're knocked out of field goal range. Again, not able to convert their drive into points. Their defense gave them some great field position, and it looks like they're going to pin Jacksonville even deeper.
At the 2-yard line, friend, and wow, what else can we say about that punt? Talk about coffin corner is what they call them. And, man, that is probably the best punt that you can have from your punter. And let's see if Jacksonville can get out of this. I was going to say something else, but I don't want to say that.
They're in a bind here.
Exactly. Twins left here, and look who it is. It's Jared Willis right up the middle, picks up 7 yards on that carry.
Yeah, making it look easy, finding what looked like a brick wall of linemen there, able to break through them, get that positive gain, and break them out of the shadow of their own end zone at the 2. That's so nerve-wracking if you're an offense. You think any sack, any loss results in the safety that you don't want to give up.
Christensen handoff here to Willis. Oh my goodness, 2. He breaks another one. Can he break the 3rd? And Jared Willis is off to the races. This is going to be a 90+ yard touchdown. Oh, I can't speak too soon. He breaks another tackle. You got to be kidding me. And he showboats. At the goal line as he crosses Hollywood Boulevard in one of the most exciting fashions that I've ever seen. A tiptoe across the boulevard. Jared Willis, you are a dangerous weapon for the country. My goodness, Ryan, I can't speak anymore. Ryan, take it away.
My jaw fell to the floor. That was the best run that I have ever seen in the entire SFL. Look at all the Wildcats just watching him walk into the end zone. They know they were not able to stop him. He is an absolute beast, Jared Willis. What can't this man do?
I tell you what he can do. He can showboat. He can do that. He can do that for sure.
You can do that well when you have 2 touchdowns already on the day, making it a 3rd. Yeah, you can showboat a little bit. You can flaunt it.
He must have saw Reggie Streeter earlier today with his outstanding performance of 380+ yards with 5 touchdowns. Goodness. And he said, I can match this. How about top that, Reggie Streeter? I mean, these 2 guys have been putting on a show all season long, and my goodness, what a run. Time to get back to business. Chicago, where are you on the offensive side of the ball?
I mean, how can you get back to business after a run like that? That just takes all the wind out of your sails when the running back on the other team, knocks down your star linebacker and Clint Hendershot. He made him look silly knocks down just about every Chicago Wildcat that comes at him and runs to the end zone for 90-yard touchdown. Oh my goodness, that was an amazing run by Willis, and now Chicago, they've got some serious catching up to do.
Ronnie Nickens in the chat say, "Mama, there goes that man." Saw him last night peeping through my window. Handoff here to Johnson up the middle. He's going to pick up 1 yard. Second and 9 now. My goodness.
I don't even know what to say. I like everything that happens after that run is just gonna pale in comparison to just the amazing display of raw effort and talent that he just showed us.
The crazy point about that is the first contact. I mean, he hit the guy high, and the guy just fell backwards. It wasn't a shoulder charge. He had the ball covered with his hand and hit the guy just chest to chest, and the dude just fell backwards.
And the biggest thing about that is it was Clint Hendershot, the man himself. 7 seasons with the Wildcats, the veteran, the big piece on that defense, and he just puts him into the turf like it's nothing.
Wow. Strong I formation here now for Chicago. I'm not sure why Chicago is running the ball. That was third and a couple and nothing doing. They're not going to pick it up. You have to go for it here. You're 4th and 1, but you're on your side of the field. Do you take the chance of going for this 4th and 1, or are you just going to punt it back to Jacksonville?
If you punt it, you're basically just kicking the game away. I mean, you're only down 22 points. That's 3 scores. You can try to do that. You have to do something. You can't just roll over and give the Kings a chance to increase the deficit anymore.
It's St. Green, and St. Green is hit and brought down at the 36. It really didn't make any sense for Chicago to run the ball. They ran the ball twice on that possession. They threw a screen to the halfback, and man, that just didn't make any sense to me at all. They're not targeting downfield. Something is going on the sideline with the coaching staff of Chicago, where that they're just not in sync, or maybe they're just not willing to win this game, should I say. There's a man across the middle of the field. That's Gossett. Gossett comes away with the catch, picks up 8 yards on that reception. And here it is. Jacksonville has a humongous lead in this game. They have a 22 point lead right now. 22 point lead. They're still passing the ball.
Yeah,
and Chicago is down by 22 and they're running it.
They got 40 points last week. Why not try to do it again this week? I mean, you have this great offense. You have Jared Willis, just the most explosive back in the league right now. Just great team.
Another handoff to Willis, and Willis right up the middle, and Blaze said, "No, sir, not this time."
He said, "I'm not going to fall down like my linebacking counterpart. I'm going to bring you to the ground with me."
3rd and 1 for Jacksonville. Strong I formation. There's a tight end on the play. Oh, there's going to be an automatic first down here. And there's Willis. Willis does pick up the first down himself. And I'm pretty sure that Jacksonville is going to accept this because they're going to gain 5 yards and not the 4 that Willis only picked up.
Yeah, it's pretty much a free first down when you have Jared Willis running the ball anyway. I mean, the penalty just icing on the cake for the Kings, and they get that extra yardage, and that's just another error by the Wildcats, another penalty that cost them so huge. I mean, granted, they would have given up the first down, but the point still stands that, penalties have been killing this team in this game. They've had quite a few that have set their drive back. I mean, they had one that killed their drive before it even began.
Ken Gossett has 147 yards receiving in this game. Man, those are big numbers from a receiver. Got a man open down the middle of the field. That pass is caught. Oh, he's down to the 5, and he's going to be hit and brought down at the 4-yard line. My goodness, what a reception by Jack Wall, the tight end. Wide open across the middle of the field.
Yeah, he was wide open, splitting both the safeties there, and just wide open right in between the hash lines, and he's able to take it all the way to the 3-yard line. And believe it or not, that was only his 2nd catch of the day, and he goes for 50 yards on the play.
I think Ryan Joseph was playing a Madden 20 because he ran out to the curl flats and not in his assigned zone to cover the tight end right down the middle of the field. Twins left here for Christensen. Going to hand off here to Jared, and Jared crosses Hollywood Boulevard for the 4th time today.
And it is just too easy for this man. No one can stop him, and that is 3, count them, 3 rushing touchdowns, and he has the receiving touchdown that he got earlier, 4 on the day. What an impressive performance from this running back. He has just been such a solid core for this team. He's been such a big piece for them, and when you have that elite running back that can just run over any defense that is handed to him, that is exactly what CC Squared himself loves to see. It opens up the entire field. You saw that big Jack Wall reception that has resulted as Chicago having to stack the box, having to be prepared for Jared Willis, and then you have that middle of the field that's just wide open.
Absolutely correct there, Ryan. I mean, you spoke everything and that was correct. It's just, I'm just lost of words. I don't think Chicago didn't come in here prepared today, should I say. You know, it's Jacksonville just came in and just took advantage of the Chicago defense and basically just had their way with them. Because the thing that I really just don't understand is that the last possession, why was Chicago running the ball when they should have been passing it when the clock or time was in your favor? And basically you ran the ball, didn't get your first down that you needed, and you was in your own territory. You had to punt it back to Jacksonville, which gave them great field position and so forth. But yeah, I just didn't understand that last possession by Chicago.
I feel like I could understand you running the ball on that 3rd down if you're further up the field, but you don't have great field position. That's a time when you need to, make up some of that field position. You have to go for the passing play there.
There's another run here by Chicago, and I think Chicago is just going to probably just run this game out. They're not going to try to force anything downfield and get A.T. King in any type of danger, such as a sack that could lead to an injury, or force any type of or interceptions or turnovers or so forth for this Jacksonville defense. Jacksonville has everybody in the box, man. Look at this. There are 8 guys in the box here for Jacksonville. And they are bringing the house. There's A.T. King, got a shot downfield to Soto, and Soto does not come away with that reception.
And a good job by A.T. King to actually avoid the pressure there being brought by Taekwon Hale. And the entire Jacksonville defensive line, they've been bringing pressure to him every single time. It seems like that he's able to drop back, but he's able to evade that pressure, make a strong throw, and it looked like it was just too hot for Soto to handle.
Empty backfield now for Chicago, gun formation. 5 wide receiver set. A.T. King gets pressured. What a wobbling duck. That pass is complete to Davius Reed. They're going to go no huddle here with 4 minutes left on 20 seconds on the ticker. A.T. King is trotting back slowly, taking his precious time to snap the ball here. What are you waiting for? There's a strike across the middle, hits the defensive player right in the back. That's Alex Bond.
Yeah, this is just not looking good for Chicago so far. They're not really able to find the space between the defenders like they want to. I mean, the Soto wasn't able to come up with that last catch. That last catch hit that last throw hit a defender. They're not really able to find these plays that they need to be, making.
4 wide receivers and tight end on the field, and he's going to be hit and tackled. That's Taekwon Hale once again on the sack. And the tight end, Warner, is taking his precious time to get back to the line of scrimmage. King steps up in the pocket. He's brought down again, back-to-back sacks for this dangerous Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, Taekwon Hale came in and hit him. That was his 3rd sack of the game, and Mike all coming in, making the sack there, just able to come off of his lineman, get to the quarterback just so easily, coming up with his 1st sack of the game. And Jacksonville's defensive line stepped up so huge today. There's so many sacks across the board. I couldn't count them all. Tackles for loss, they've got them covered. Just a really great defensive showing here in this game for Jacksonville.
High snap, same formation for Chicago. Goes on the corner post. That pass is thrown out of bounds by A.T. King. And the Jacksonville Kings are going to get the ball back at Chicago's 23-yard line. My goodness, what a performance by this defensive front by putting so much pressure on E.T. King to have him so discombobulated all game long with that. He has just been flustered, to say.
Yeah, it is just so rough for a quarterback when just about every single time that you drop back, you're getting hit, you're getting pressured. Someone's in your face trying to bring you down, and the toll that that takes just mentally on a quarterback is huge. And you can tell it's showing on E.T. King here today.
1st and 10 here for Jacksonville. They're going to hand it off to Willis, and Willis is going to break a tackle. Oh, he's hit hard with a high helmet tackle on that play, and that was Jack Hacksaw with a big hit. Oh, my apologies. That was not Willis. That was the backup running back, Allen Urban, on the carry. So Jacksonville decides to rest the starters on this possession.
Yeah, I think that's the right call as well. Bring in, Allen Urban. You don't need to risk an injury to Willis. I mean, and he's already been having an amazing game. 4 touchdowns. There's not much more. I mean, you can ask for a running back. If some guy gets 4 touchdowns and the coach says, "Oh, you could have gotten another one, right?" No. Rest the starter.
That's a big hit there on that play towards the backup halfback by Judas Ceci. Ceci, my apologies, Ceci.
Yeah, and it was a good play, and I got to credit Chicago not giving up. This defense still trying to make these stops, but at this point, it is unfortunately over for them. Jacksonville has just had such a high-powered offense here today.
There's a 2-minute warning, people, as this game is just about wrapped up here in Jacksonville, as they would like to, as they say, the players, the owner of the Kings, they always hollering out, Duval. If you don't know what Duval is, I want to say that is the county for Jacksonville. Is that correct?
I believe so. I am not informed on my Florida geography, though.
I love geography, and that's my understanding of it, that it's the county. Please, Frank Gooden, reference and correct me if I'm wrong. What is the true meaning of Duval? That is my perception of it, that it is the county of that city. I think that's what it is, because yes. I think they do say that at the Jacksonville Jaguars game.
They do. It is the county, in fact, for Jacksonville. The chant of Duval is that county. So obviously, some of that city tied in, and I'm sure these fans are chanting Duval all the way home tonight. The Kings just put up such a great performance on offense. There's nothing that you can complain about.
Yeah, that's pressure by Chicago on that field goal attempt, and that field goal is good. Puts the Kings up by 32 now. My goodness, what a performance by this Jacksonville team here today versus Chicago Wildcats, who is no slouch. I mean, one of the best defensive teams in the SFL history. Very good defensive team, very good offensive team. They just didn't show up today.
Yeah, Chicago, they're just about top 5 in almost every single category on defense. They're 2nd in points allowed per game. They're 5th in pass yards allowed. They're the best team in the league against the rush. They average 55 rush yards against them in a game. That's 1st in the league. They've only allowed 1 rushing touchdown going into this performance. Today, they've allowed 3 to the great Jared Willis. So this is not a bad team that you're playing against. Not a bad team that they're putting up this stellar performance against. Chicago's defense is stout, and they just didn't have it today. Jacksonville, clearly they out-game planned them quite a bit.
5 wide receivers on the field for Chicago, and King goes deep. That pass is almost intercepted by the backup guys.
And he just underthrew his receiver just a little bit. If he gave him a little bit more space to room, he would have been off to the house with that ball, but fortunately, just a little bit underthrown.
And Frank Gooden does confirm in the chat, yep, we holla Duval. And yes, the county is the exact same as the city, Duval. Duval County equals Jacksonville, 100%. Thanks for that, Frank Gooden. There's E.T. King with a reception across the middle of the field. And they're going to go no huddle here. Under 2 minutes. 1 minute and 36 seconds left on the ticker. Gun straight. There's Greg Soto to the top of the field. He's one-on-one coverage. And E.T. King is going to go down. You have to give credit to that sack to the backup defensive tackle, Otis Givens. Ain't nobody coming to see you, if you've seen the Temptation movies, you know where that reference come from. Nobody come to see you, Otis.
And Otis didn't get another one. It looked like Taekwon Hale actually still in the game.
Man, look at that spin move. A little bit. My goodness. Hunter Norwood is still in the game as well.
Any defensive or offensive lineman would lose to that amazing spin move. That's just unbeatable. Feel bad for E.T. King that he's just facing some great defensive lines today.
Here's E.T. King underneath the center. I'm going to get to the over and under here in just a minute. And my goodness, there's Hale once again for E.T. King, and his first name is Taekwon.
This man just will not stop hitting E.T. King. He wants the sacks and he keeps going for him every single time. And, if they're going to give it to you, why not take it? E.T. King, he's just been going down pretty much for free all day long.
E.T. King steps up in the pocket, throws across the middle of the field. That pass is almost caught by the receiver, but he drops it. Tony Madrid on the attempt. And man, as I was stating, the over and under is 48.5. Our first time mentioning it today. Jacksonville almost got it by themselves. They do go over on that, which is presented to us by Jack's Data, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now you got 45 seconds left. Hopefully, the Kings aren't trying to get it by themselves. Obviously, a touchdown would just about bring them there, so they're just gonna go for the kneel down here and start to end this game out.
And they're gonna show great sportsmanship. They're gonna go ahead and kneel it as we just at 35 seconds. They're gonna be the last play of the game here. They don't have to come back to the line of scrimmage at all, as the game clock is they are gonna have to
Yeah, they just got four more seconds there.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong clock. Yeah, the game clock is just 3 seconds. It's like a 3.5 second off.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And here's Curtis Young. Curtis Young takes the final kneel of the game. And oh man, it looks like there's some smack talking out there. Number 74 Rivers for the Chicago. It looks like he wasn't too happy about the Jacksonville player celebrating in his face. Gave him a little shove as he walks off the field. That is going to do it, folks, here in Jacksonville at the Kings Lair. The Jacksonville Kings come up big with their win as they're going to move to 6-2 on the season. Chicago's going to drop to 4-4. And man, this SFL race is getting hot and hot by the week.
Yeah, the top of the standings is a good company for Jacksonville, joining some great teams up there at 6-2. They're really solidifying themselves as one of the top teams in the SFL. Taking this win here today was big for them in the tiebreakers. That puts them above, Chicago if they ever come down to a tiebreaker at that point. And Jacksonville's looking like one of these teams that's a force to be reckoned with. There's, you cannot go into this matchup unprepared because they will run all over you. As you see here, you see the big Jared Willis run, as he did run all over him, and he gave him a little style after that huge 90-yard run to cap off just an amazing day that he had today on the ground. And the whole offense of the Kings was really impressive today. Christensen was making the throws he needed to make, open up the middle of the field, and also those post routes deep as well. Jared Willis doing his thing all game long, running through anyone that comes to him and making some big plays for that offense. And Chicago just didn't have any answers for it today. They got out game planned on both sides of the ball. Their offense was not prepared for the stacked box. As we see the player of the game, I think it's obvious this time it's going to be Jared Willis.
Absolutely. Here's a little quick fun fact for you. Jacksonville goes 2-0 to start the season, dropped 2 games in a row. Those 2 games, the exact same score, 38-17. Lost to Queen City and lost to Arizona. The next game, they beat Carolina, put up 44 points. The next game, they beat Charleston, they put up 23. The next game, they beat Atlanta, they put up 40 points. And today, they put up another 40 points against Chicago. This team is serious. A lot of teams laughed and talked about Jacksonville when they lost those 2 games in a row to Queen City and Arizona. Now look who's laughing now, sitting at 6-2. It's the big bad boys, the kings of the jungle from Jacksonville. Hey, I was your play-by-play commentator today, Devon Simeon, with my main man, Ryan Cardell. Hey, I am signing out. Ryan, say goodbye to the people.
It's been great broadcasting you. This was a great game by Jacksonville. Y'all have an amazing night.